Historical Studies, and I'm so excited to share with you guys what we're going to be using in the 2023-24 year. So this video is going to, I have a series of 4 videos. Sounds weird. I just don't want them to go too long, right? So the first one today, I have Bible, math, our main history read-alouds, our Plutarch, geography, biographies, and tales. The second video is going to have our main lit picks, our main literature picks, writing, copywork, dictation, grammar, citizenship and government, foreign language, poetry, and more picture books. And then my third video, this sounds really weird, is going to be science, nature, lore, and nature study, morning circle picks, common subjects like picture and composer study and Shakespeare, what community classes we'll be taking, and our supplemental read-alouds. I'm going to be throwing in a few oddballs here and there, but before I get started, I have spent so much time researching and paying for, as you guys know, we are a very Charlotte Mason / classical family. We've done that. We're in our 9th year. We'll be in our 9th year of homeschooling. And I've just spent a ton of money and time researching all the resources, all the books, all the guides. So I kind of decided to try and simplify a little bit for you. I came up with a form guide. So not a form guide. I'm going to be releasing a form guide, a simple studies form guide, each month, May through I think August. You have Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4 and 5. So hopefully this helps simplify things for you guys. My members will be able to download these for free, and you can check out the membership below, along with a bunch of other great things that I have in store for members. But moving into next year, I want you guys to understand something. I have a ton, I love books. I love living books. I love all things good stories and things that appeal to my children. They may not always appeal to your children. You may totally think half of this stuff I have is bogus. And that's okay. We each have to do what's right for our children. And I will say that over the years, our children are reading more, they're doing more, they're exploring more. And I would never expect someone coming into Form 1 to do what my Form 3 student is doing, obviously. But even your Form 3, 7th, 8th grader, ours will be going into 4th grade, roughly, and 8th grade. I always say that because my youngest is like in between, she was in between 2nd and 3rd today, or this year, and she will be in between 3rd and 4th next year. All that said, you guys, I just want you to know that you get to pick and choose the curriculum and books that your children are using. Use everything that I share with you as a bonus, right? So just know that whatever we're doing is not gonna work exactly for somebody else too, okay? Now let's get started. Bible. I have chosen for my youngest the Bible Story Handbook. This is for teachers and instructors to read through. This is a resource for teaching the Bible stories in a real, vivid way with historical background and amazing information. And then my son is going to be doing the most important thing you'll ever study. He will also be taking an apologetics class. So I will have to see what they assign. And then I have the Holy War for my for my son. And then I have Monks and Mystics as a read aloud, which is through church history in the medieval period. So you guys are gonna see our history next year, our main history read-alouds, which I have an exciting announcement too for that. our main history read-alouds are going to be in the Middle Ages. Now, there's a little caveat here as well. While I believe diving deep into a historical period is extremely important, so our children can really dive deep and understand the context behind each time period, that does not mean we negate all the other time periods and all the other amazing novels that we need to expose our children to every year anyway. So that does not mean we're going to be ignoring modern history or ancient history. In fact, we tie those in a lot anyway. Okay, so our main history read aloud, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and keep using the story of the world for the main kind of spine. But I'm really excited to share with you guys a simple study that's coming out at the end of May. It'll be Simple Studies, Middle Ages, and we're gonna be reading through When Knights Were Bold. This is by Eva March Tappan, and New West Press was so sweet. As soon as I told her I was making a simple study based on When Knights Were Bold, she got on the grindstone and made one and sent it to me. So you guys are gonna have to go check out that version at New West Press. This book is so thorough about the day in the life of someone who lived in the Middle Ages, and everything from feasts to their horses to their weaponry and what it looked like for a woman in those days. So I'm so excited to announce that today. Okay, so we're also going to be reading a few obviously read alouds that encompass the medieval period. Our son already did the main Howard Pyle, King Arthur and His Knights, years ago. So this one's kind of to bridge the gap with my daughter as well, King Arthur and His Knights by Maud Radford Warren. It's another New West Press. We're gonna be reading through Robin Hood. Who doesn't want to? I feel like I broke out Robin Hood when my oldest was in kindergarten. I was not a good fit at that point, but if your youngest is in kindergarten, it's great. It's just, it was more about me being able to stick with it. So that was like the beginning adventures of homeschooling. Okay, let's see. Let's do our additional, for my Form 3 son, I have an additional kind of history guide that goes along with the famous men of the Middle Ages. And here is that guide. You guys, everything is linked below. My new form guide is linked below. All of the books that I can get for you are linked, and I hope you take advantage of those. Okay, so that's these. And then for my daughter, for historical read-alouds, some super cute things. I also have Adam of the Road written on my little sticky note here because I don't have a copy of it yet. I don't know what my problem is. I have every other book on the planet, and that one is super easy to get used online as well. So Adam of the Road is going to be probably our term 3 read aloud, and I do break these up by terms. Minstrel on the Tower. So these are my daughter. These are 3rd, 4th grade read alouds. Door in the Wall, historical read alouds, yay, Viking Tales. I did read this to my oldest when he was younger. Great book. And then historical fiction as well, The Little Duke. That'll be term 1. Term 2 is Unknown to History. This is a New West Press as well. This one's pretty thick. We'll see. Wish me luck. Wish me luck with this one. But this is the historical fiction based on the life of Mary of Scotland during the reign of her cousin Queen Elizabeth and her struggle between Catholics and Protestants in England. So that's a gem. And then The Wonderful Winter, which Sir Robert Wakefield wants a companion, and when a lost puppy turns up one day, Robin's determined to keep him. It's very, very sweet, very, very good little book for our daughter. So, which some of those, like Minstrel on the Tower, she'll probably just read herself. Not a big deal. Biographies. Let's do biographies next. I'm really excited about biographies. Okay. my son will be choosing a few of these. So a few of them he's not choosing. A few of them he will be assigned. For example, in the days of Alfred the Great, this is term 1. Term 2, The Boy Knight by G.A. Henty. And then Son of Charlemagne. I also have a few different biographies. I wanted a naturalist biography in there as well. So The Strange Wilderness, it's the life and art of John James Audubon. My son knows I'm kind of obsessed with birds, so I hope he can appreciate this biography. And I was reading through it. It's a young adult nonfiction, really beautifully written. And then, okay, so I found these little like snapshot you can read like in like 30 minutes biographies. I still need to read through them in the summer. I think for the most part they're okay, but my son will get to choose one each term, and they are called Hourly History, and look at that, that's so teeny. So it's literally a snapshot. It's not it's probably going to go in depth as much as it can, but I picked up a few medieval ones for our son to read in like 2 seconds. So hopefully, well, probably not 2 seconds, but you know what I'm saying. And then for our daughter, I have some picture book biographies same ones I read when my son was in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. These will also be something my son will sit down and read aloud with us on the couch. Whenever I pull out a picture book, my son will just kind of sometimes plop over and want to know what we're reading. Okay, so Plutarch, I didn't want to miss that, or math. Plutarch. It's legitimately just Plutarch. We are, my son is taking an online Plutarch class. I will share more about that in, I think, video 3, which is about our community classes and online classes. But this is actually Plutarch's Lives. So this is what he will be using and reading from, and that's great. It's awesome. I've used a lot of Plutarch companions, and sometimes the older they get, the better it is just to rely on the original text, and especially if someone knows what they're doing when they go through it. I think my son was kind of like our bandwidth was full with all the other subjects, so Plutarch was just one more thing that I really wanted a gentleman to relate with my son on the Plutarch's Lives. I am not a gentleman. So math. We are sticking with Saxon. It's probably not a surprise. We've dabbled in a lot of different things, especially for our daughter. Our son's been with Saxon since this book, and my daughter will be diving into it this fall as well. She's it says 5.4, but you guys, this is actually very equivalent to a strong 3rd. That's math, and my son will be in Algebra 1, so we will probably continue with Saxon Algebra 1. Let's see, we have, I think, just the tales are left for this video. Let's see, yes, this, and geography. Tales. So I picked this up for my daughter. I don't know why that's still in there. Because I bought it from like an online used store. So we have all the alllll books except this one, and she loves flipping through them. So I'm really excited for her to enjoy this one as well. I have been hiding it from her. That's kind of crazy, I know. But she loves these so much that she'll just start looking through it. And then I'm like, no, I want it to be a surprise. And then for our morning circle kind of tales for both children, I was thinking for term 1, we'll probably be doing The Children of Odin, because we've already read these two. Amazing. I love, I don't even know how to say his name. Padraic Column? Yeah, anyway. So that one, and then Arabian Nights would be like between term 2 and term 3. So yes, there is that. So for geography, I taught a class journaling, notebooking through Asia in fall, so our first and second term this last year. And we brought Asia live, and we did mapping and songs and whatnot, and both of my children were in that class. So for term 3, I actually, and my daughter's been doing the Knotgrass 50 States curriculum, which I highly recommend. All year we've been using that. We're almost done with it. And then I picked this. I picked up this because I wanted another supplemental, just knowing the compass rose and drawing maps and whatnot. And I picked this up and I realized it was used. And then I realized it's all about the United States. So the grade 3 geography is all about the United States. And literally we're doing that with the 50 states of Knotgrass. So I couldn't even use this. But I know geography sometimes seems like an additional thing. I cannot add more books than what we already have for my children. So I unfortunately we just don't use the South America, North America. I think they're by alllll that is recommended in a lot of CM curriculum. So we just try to explore countries and whatnot in different ways. If you guys have geography suggestions that are pretty simple and sweet, let me know. I've always wanted to create a geography simple study, but here we are. So I would love your suggestions, but otherwise don't forget to watch the next 2 videos that are coming out. And if you're a member, watch the 4th one. It's gonna be all the books that I've collected that are amazing and just don't have time to dive into next year. So they are all highly recommended. You're not gonna wanna miss that video either. Okay, so don't forget to get your Form 2 guide that is available for May. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Just do what's right for your kids. When you're planning, don't try to stress out, and if you're excited about something, if you're excited about a book and you're enticed to read it over the summer and pre-read, then I'm pretty sure your kids will hopefully be excited as well. So I'm going to get started on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.